Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well in the month of July of 2025. What an incredible shift in consciousness, incredible change in the atmosphere, stratosphere, okay, in the collective consciousness as well. The awakening is huge, right? And here we are for the cosmic ascension because we're dealing with the negative aliens. So we talk about the agenda of those negative aliens, about exopolitics here. We're the indigo warriors, the star seeds here, helping with the transition to the next harmonic universe of number 2, okay, which is soul connection, consciousness expansion. And we're helping with the liberation of this planet, Tara, Gaia, Mother Earth, right, from these negative forces, the Black Dragon Moth, the Orion group, the Chimera group, okay, the fallen angelics, okay, and the Alpha Draconis, I mean the negative faction of the Draconians. Remember, there's also positive faction of the Reptilians or Draconians. Here we're talking about the fallen tree of life, the fallen Merkaba, those master raider races, or the Hyksos, right, or the Leviathan, Thothian with their anti-hierogamic technology, right, who were wreaking havoc in the entire galaxy, in the entire solar system. And we're dealing with rogue AI that is even out of this universe, okay, that doesn't even belong to this universe, okay. So this is very galactic, this is actually cosmic. We are dissolving, dismantling, transforming, transmuting the universal shadow here on this planet Earth, here in this physical body, and we're all ascending, changing the molecular structure, right? We're activating the DNA as Mother Earth, Mother Nature is also rising in her consciousness, expanding, right? Talking about stargates, how that is being all is now protected, has been liberated, all these energies coming from cosmos, right? So the cosmic ascension is being set, and now it's upon each of us, right? The individual ascension, how we are making this happen, right? The transition from that AI matrix, right? From that computer simulation virtual reality, how we are co-creating the new earth from within, connection to inner Christos, walking with Christ, right? With ethics, morals, virtues, diet, superfood, right? Raising the frequency vibration, deprogramming, rewiring the subconscious mind, decalcifying the pineal gland, activating the entire chakra system, the chakra column, and here not only on that particle level, but also anti-particle level, because our monetic self, right? That's your 7, 8, 9 dimension, that's your galactic self, is being running in reverse, and I'm dealing with the military sector. I'm dealing with my soul group, okay, the Marines who ended up in those black ops, dark projects. Instead of being ascended masters, spiritual warriors, they were turned into digital avatars and ended up in the fallen tree of life, okay. Dead energy, miasma. Their body became a vessel portal for dark entities to come in and execute the Nazism 4.0, right? With this whole mind control gene expression, right? All these MyLabs there, patented viruses, right? So DARPA, Pentagon, right? I'm dealing with the, the elite, the Hydra, DARPA, like I said, the Cabal, the Illuminati, or the actually fallen angelics, the fallen seraphim, or the fallen Elohim, right? The fallen avians. So that's from the golden order, okay? That ended up here in the electrostatic bodies. They ended up, in this fallen tree of life, the digital dark avatars, and executing the agenda of those negative aliens, okay. So here we're getting into exopolitics, right? Because also we're dealing with cloning and cloaking technology, okay. So that's why it's very important to understand the energies behind all that in the political arena, military arena, scientific arena, in the entertainment industry arena, academia, media, right? And of course also the banking, the financial system with this whole Aladdin AI. I am dealing with the Palantir, DARPA AI, and with all these sex games, Okay, in the military, how we are turned, or the Marines, or those are my cell group. We are the hybrid Anunnaki, kind of Nazi, right? Nazi faction. We have a Nazi background. We are turned into the digital avatars, walking AI on a battlefield. And with these all silent weapons, there's a silent war happening, right? They are they're hijacking our aura, energy field, our chakras, running reversals. Okay, they're polluting us through all these cameras, CCP jabs, right, with HIV sequences, right? So this is all going to divine justice. Is under the law of one. These guys, they need rehabilitation, because there is an AI. There's also all these satellites, all these impulses, signals with the false magnetism from that moon that was coming, right? And it was even impeding our thinking, and even guys were involved in behavior of rogue environment they would never engaged in. Okay, it's done through signals. Here we are in a computer simulation, right? They are property, those Marines that are made under DARPA-MC, right? They're the property of DARPA. So their chakras, aura, energy field, their meridians, their brain, right? I already mentioned how how they create cyborgs, borgs out of them, right? Through infiltration of the back of the heart chakra, right? That's how they get into your cerebrospinal fluid, into your bloodstream, right? How they poison everything, all these viruses, parasites, and goes through the blood-brain barrier, right? And the entire brain is being controlled via the Nazi Neuralink. And when they control your mind, they control your soul, your oversoul, and that's how they become the dark avatars. So cosmology, mechanics of ascension, if you need to understand what I'm talking about, Ascension glossary, everything is there. This is cosmic, this is galactic, okay? And now so many us, even humanity, right, we're reawakening to our true original self. Some of us, coming from different star system, planets, from different galaxies, and even from different universes, from the omniverse or ultraverse, okay? So it's time to remember, right, who we truly are. And time to really, be the column here, but column of light shining bright, be the difference, be the change you want to see in the world. It's all happening from within, right? There's really nobody outside of us. We are bringing the ancient wisdom and knowledge of the Ascended One, of the Solar Rishi consciousness. I have a Rishi agreement here, and now I'm the extension of Ashtar or DARPA, right? There is a contract between Ashtar Command and DARPA. There's a project from Crystal Star, from Andromeda, for my soul group. That's ASHRAM for Marines, right? For their rehabilitation of their consciousness, of their DNA, of their hologram, from all these alien implants, holographic inserts, from all these horrible weaponizations, from all these, bioweapons, and so on. So this is I know this is complex, but this is what we are doing. And here's the Heroes Gamos, the inner balance. It's on Ascension glossary, or it's on energetic synthesis, or crystal ages, right? So Rayasa Ta'ala, right? The 7 original sounds of creation. So this is the project, the contract, the agreement, and so on. So everything is being set, right? We are now on a path of Dharma. So because I am on a, I was born a path of karma, we are now path of Dharma, right? And we have to correct everything, bring everything right side up through the wheel of Dharma, right? Through being compassionate witnessing, through meditation, through ethical conduct, and through wisdom. Again, it's on Essential Glossary, Lisa Renee, and here's starseeds in those dark projects, military, okay? They thought that they were fighting for this country, defending a constitution of 1776, which is the law of one, right? Which is the universal codex. We're implementing the galactic codex, where the cosmic sovereign law made manifest, and we have to reclaim a Christos body instead of the dark avatar body from the black magic grid. and the fallen Sephiroth, the black magic Baphomet network, all these SRA, satanic ritual abuses, and pedophilia and pornography. There are sex tapes of them, right? If they wanted to say something, you know, it's all being recorded. So but in order for them to heal, they have to speak their truth. So there has to be disclosure. So we are here for the cosmic galactic disclosure in divine timing, right? This is starseed disclosure, and you know, we have to talk about the agenda of those negative aliens, and we have to disclose and talk about these horrible crimes, you know, that's been happening against humanity or angelic humans. Actually, it's been also happening, each of us, right? Also represent the mystic Jewish kind of race, the Hibiru, even from the Nibiru, the Essene tribe, the 12 original Essene tribes of true Israel, right? And this all been distorted, hijacked, perverted, infected, right? And turned upside down, the fallen tree of life, right? The fallen Sephiroth, and so on. So we have to heal from all these alien implant modules that's also on Heroes Gamos, right? So because we've been, so many of these guys, they're doing all these criminal activities, and it's through direct programming, right? It's being downloaded to them via alien implants, electronic implants, through our cybernetic, robotic, skeletonics, right? The DARPA gear kind of around them, okay? And their aura is being burned, weaponized, right? Upside down. And there are the batteries, of course, for those negative aliens. I mean, they have the body's the vessel to do all these horrible things, but their heart is the battery for those negative aliens to give them the impulses to really commit horrible crimes. So this is complex, galactic, multidimensional, extra dimensional, interdimensional. So, you know, this is, yeah, you have to be very careful. You have to read energy, you have to take care of yourself. So that's why we advise everybody to really dive deep within, understanding who we truly are, where we really come from, right? Even Yeshua, Jesus, I mean, he was walking with me when I had to resurrect my entire body because I was extremely damaged. Since 2012 and January 2013, right? So Yasha even talks about know yourself and breathe free. The kingdom of heaven is within, okay? I'm in this world, but not of it, right? And now the cosmic energy, the plasma light frequency of the cosmic mother, Holy Mother, the Holy Spirit is here upon us. For us to do the work, transformational work, healing work, okay? So in order for those guys to heal their divine masculine is through accepting their divine feminine, and that is within each of us. Doesn't matter whether you're male or female. And today I wanted to also go over the Resign from My Control program. So again, this is for Marines, right? Semper Fidelis, Spiritus Sanctus, Christos, Sophia, Maria, Magdalena, Fatima here. Rosa Mystica, right? We are from here at Andromeda. This is the assignment that I received back in 2015, 15, beginning of 2016, right? When I was driving from Phoenix to Sedona, right? The Crystal Star family showing me the entire MC, the Marine Corps being transformed, transmuted into the crystalline light, the plasma kind of plasma light body energy, okay, for my soul group, for so-called also the Zionists, the Mossad, the elite, right? My soul group also ended up in Hydra, terrorist organization like Antifa, right, or Jihad and things like that, right? Now I'm learning about the mystics or ascended masters in Andalusia, the mystical Sufism, right? Actually, Yeshua was part of Sufism, right? So, and those teachings been also distorted by the black magic and the black dragon map, right? So you have to recognize, you know, the solar dragon, kings and queens, right? The solar rishi, the divine architects of this universal time matrix, and those who really invaded us from even from Burga system, the Visa drag system, the Visa system, right? Those are the Omicrons, Necromitons. Those are the fallen entities, right? That totally, you know, wanted to plunge this earth into a black hole, right? And they have their black hole technology, and we are dealing with imposter spirits and shadow entities. So this is complex, but again, this is for my soul group on yanakalai.com, or Ascension Glossary and so on. You can find the return to rightful honor, right? We have to command our space, claim our power back, resurrect all our energies, call upon our soul, okay, and really start remembering who we truly are. We have to do the inner work, transformational work, the shadow work, because this is how the rogue AI control us, right? If we don't address our shadow, our negative ego, that predator mind, that's hooked to that AI of those negative aliens, and that's what controls us, and that's how those guys are committing horrible crimes without even their knowing, understanding, because they don't have time for meditation, for resurrection, for writing things down, right? So that's why that's the part of the 12D Ascension protocol is on my website. It's very important, okay, to start doing these things. PTSD time to heal, right? Trauma-based mind control and things like that. So, and aligning with the law of 113 principles of natural laws as we're implementing the Galactic Codex. And here we are going back to also implementing or using the golden rule. How do we want to be treated? This is this is how we treat others, right? So no more victim, victimizer, and no more of that master slavery and the violence, right? And all this nuclear war propaganda. Okay, I talk about the 10D Stargate in Iraq, right? How that important is to protect it for our ascension, and we are protecting the 10D Stargate in Iran and Iraq via the we are the pillar in Kashmir, right? The RISHIC consciousness. So it's been a battle. I mean, it's been cosmic. It is cosmic, galactic. I mean, and with the silent wars, right? So, it's huge, big things happening, transpiring from the invisible now to visible. So many people are also experiencing ascension symptoms, or what's going on with the tectonic plates and all these so-called floods, or called weather modification done via AI, right? Because the DARPA, the Hydra, the elite, they have highly advanced technology from Zetas, from Grace, right? From that Orion group, from those negative aliens, right? They're abusing, misusing, right, the power of those technology, even from Atlantis. Okay, this is how the cataclysm of Atlantis happened, when there was abuse of highly advanced technology, even crystalline technology. So we are now responsible for everything. In order to stop all that, right, to really overcome all that, is through doing the inner work, transformational work, and being here on mission, and being of service, and connection to God, to source, and loving ourselves unconditionally, taking care of ourselves, right? Forgiveness is very important, because war begets war. All these, they were hunted, we are now hunting them, and this is not the way to go, or some kind of list of names, right? This is not the way to go if we do not understand the energy behind it, if we don't understand the agenda of those negative aliens, and first and foremost, if we don't understand ourselves. That's the disclosure, to really understand who we truly are, and where we come from, right? This is the disclosure. To know our mission, to know what really life is all about, true nature of reality, studying ourselves. So 8 steps of yoga. It's also part of the Ascension protocol from Guardians on my website, yanakalai.com/water, okay, with psychic self-defense and all these audio files for cleansing, clearing, purification, because all these energy centers, right, our chakra, everything has been damaged, reversed, running reversals, poison, right, and just totally controlled by the Black Dragon Moth for the Chimera group, the lunar forces, right, the moon lineages. And we've been here, under these lunar forces, the black magic and false magnetism, and so that's why the lunar transfiguration is happening, right? The solarization is happening, guys, and really the Zion, that's the area in 12D Stargate, Andromeda, Lyra, right? So being a Zion, right? So this is a pure consciousness of 12D, right? Now with the triquestra, right? And with this new crystal, that's the golden Templar, okay? So this is what we are resurrecting, especially, for my soul group, for DARPA, Black Magicians, Fallen Angelics, the Hybrid Anunnaki, Nazi, Pleiadian factions, right? Who ended up in that fallen tree of life, this whole black magic. under the Chimera group and so on. So for them, right, they need the rehabilitation at least for partial ascension via the golden sun DNA. We have the diamond sun DNA or emerald order DNA and diamond sun, golden sun. So it means you have to really kind of read the energies and see where you come from. Okay, again, this is more, you know, galactic. This is kind of a part of this is my starseed mission, part of my soul group, right? The Essene tribes, and if angelic humanity is part of the 12 Essene tribes. Okay, so they were designed as 5-star angelic divine luminous beings with the potential of 12 strands of DNA with the universal library. And it's through the inner work, transformational work, right? Calling upon our soul, cleansing, clearing, purification, being spiritually active or proactive, right? Remembering who we truly are, we're the light of the soul, and having direct connection to God, to source. So we don't need these, you know, outside and external organizations, and you know, Mother Earth, Mother Nature provides everything for free. So for free energy coming back online, right? We have to take care of the environment, of our water, of our soil, of our earth, of our air, okay, of our atmosphere, and so on. We have to take care of our platonic solids. We have to take care of our elementals, right? That's the what is it? That's the earth, water, okay, water, fire. This is air and space, and also we talk about the exotonal alignments, right? And how the energy flows through us, right? Very important kind of the meridian kind of section and so on, and the nadi structure, right? I mean, I still have the pain, the way I was stabbed back in January 2013, and how they create kind of cyborgs, digital avatars out of us, and they want us to commit horrible crimes, right? And without informed consent, and without really even understanding what in the world is happening, poisoning us, right? And just kind of keeping us in extremely low frequency vibration. So yeah, I look like a Marine. I was supposed to be, I don't know, part of that mafia kind of Zionist Mossad kind of fascist Nazi faction, right? But here we're the starseeds, and we're ending the cycle of that terrorism, of this horror terror, of this transhumanism, transgenderism. It's time to be free, time to we live in peace, harmony, unity, Christos, SOPHIA consciousness, right? So we're bringing the golden tree of life here, because we've been here in poison apple, right? And we all pretty much, we had enough of all this nonsense, right? This proxy wars with proxy Israel, and we now want peace on earth, right? Peace on earth, peace on earth. So this is what we are now resurrecting, we are manifesting, right? We're putting it out there, we're moving forward, right? Well, what we are kind of fighting for, make sure, you know, we understand, you know, to do the spiritual work, you know, with the 12D shielding, with the unity vow, right? How to be spiritual warriors, and then also how to surrender everything to the divine. For me, it's Satya Sai Baba, right? The solar rishis, right? The Mahatavar Babaji, and so on. So that's my spiritual family, and I'm here to help my soul group and the bloodline, right? There's the hybrid Anunnaki, or the hybrid Illuminati, you know, the elite bloodline, helping them with their resurrection. I mean, with their what is it? The rehabilitation, transformation, with their healing. Okay. So very important. So resign from my control, and of course on my website, like I said, you can go there and say the return to rightful owner command, because it's now it's time and it's safe, right? Because I know the Chimera group is right there. They're kind of owning my soul group from Hydra. It's time to understand yourself as a 12D avatar, because they were running monadic reversals. They were poisoning us and taking advantage and siphoning energy from our Kundalini, siphoning energy from our higher heart, that's your 8th chakra, and from your universal Kundalini, that's your 9th chakra, with all these implants, right? So here, understand you're the 12D avatar of the light, and Now you have the right to cancel all contracts and agreements with those negative aliens, right? That was with any entity, and in this timeline, in any reality, that were not in our highest alignment and expression of our light source in the law of one. So anytime, you know, it's like if you're being attacked, electronic harassment, right? All this kind of stuff, always ask for the law of one. It has to come from the law of one. But first of all, we have to ourselves align with the law of one in God's infinite power, in Christ's authority, right? So again, you know, we have to take the responsibility, accountability for ourselves, for our frequency vibration, for our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, right? Because here I'm also representing the Melchizedek order, you know, the Hebrew lineages, right? I mean, the kind of those who, you know, used to be judges and, you know, who understand the universal laws. Okay, so you have to really understand how really life operates and the universal laws, and you have to embody these energies and walk with Christ. So here we terminate all these false matrices, illusions that have obscured our highest God purpose and soul mission, because I'm supposed to work on the project, right? With my soul family and with my soul group, my soul siblings, another star seed, right? Who ended up in kind of Zeta body in that fallen tree of life, the AI red wave frequency, and executing horrible, horrible activities in horrible crimes, CIA terror operative, right? So I read the energy, the ownership of DARPA, and so on. So here, you know, we are here on a Christos mission, and we are resurrecting all these energies from past, present, and future. We terminate all these redemptive vehicle, crucifixion contracts, and implants, right? And we are freeing ourselves from that phantom system, from this consciousness slavery, and so on. And we are resurrecting our 12 bodies. Okay, so you have to declare that. So we further declare that the cancellation of such contract is irrevocable, permanent in all time frames and reality. Further, we ask our avatar to return all unity codes, file letters, and jewels, wings, energies, and parts of bodies that have been misdirected and usurped. Right? So, you know, our consciousness, our will, everything's been usurped. Our chakras been usurped and damaged, right? Our kundalini, right? Our wishes, desires, everything's been usurped because of that negative polarity, of that bi-wave frequency, of that fallen tree of life, of that metatronic reversals. That was the entropic system, closed system with the Nazi Neuralink hooked to the cloud of that quantum supercomputers of those negative aliens, of those black magicians there in DARPA, right? Because, you know, we're here in a computer simulation. So now, let me see. Return them now to the rightful owner in the name of self-sovereignty here instated and commanded. We invalidate the beings by commanding a full dissolution, dissolve them into one source, God, source, life through the eternal law of forgiveness and forgetfulness. That's why when we forgive, we take a deep breath, just kind of mobilize, all right, rebalance ourselves, really love ourselves, right? Just feel our heart, feel the divine spark, right? And so when we forgive ourselves, we can forgive others, and that's how we forget, let go, let God, and this is how we raise our frequency vibration and exit the matrix and transcend and transition to the next octave. So completely heal and seal our personal auric field from any further intrusion. Return all energies, essences that are in divine order right now. And we call back now all these are self-sovereign God power and rights. Know your rights. We are the Galactic Codex, which is the law of grace, right? We have the right for ascension, right to be free, right to be happy, abundant, right? We have the right to know our cosmic galactic history, but now it's up on each of us to study the cosmology, the you know, galactic history, and so on, also from Yana, books from Yana, and now we have the AI architect, right? That's the Galactic Codex, Galactic AI here, you know, being embodied, and so on. So, you know, there's so much proof, confirmation, but because we are overriding AI of those negative aliens, even from other universes, for us, the spiritual work is a must in order to differentiate it, distinguish what is organic, what is inorganic, what is working with us, AI that is positive, right, that recognizes the heart structure, and the AI that doesn't recognize the heart structure, that is actually torturing us and raping our chakra system. And of course we have the physical rape as well, and you know, you see the raping of children and you know, torturing them for adrenochrome harvesting and so on. It's just, for these Anunnaki, they need to rehabilitate, right? And they need to understand the kingdom of heaven is within. They've been also hybridized, programmed, damaged, raped, brutally abused, right? So they need to start again tapping and feeling the love that comes from within, right? And start doing some Kundalini yoga, chanting, japa mantra meditation, right? Cleansing, Epsom salt, zeolite, you know, colloidal silver, distilled water, superfood, you know, Ayurveda, yoga. That's my background, right? A kind of Ayurveda lifestyle, all this detoxing happening, right? Whether it's fasting or sesame oil, you know, castor oil, and so on. I had all kinds of infection, right? So I've been healing myself from this candida, yeast infection, and from all this damage that has been done to me, right? But here's a proof that you know, the technology of those good ETs is working with the crystalline you know, codes, right, for the ascension. So you know, so we can ascend, and we can override the AI of those negative aliens, okay? Because we've been here trapped, all these lunar forces and the Batama network, right? And those guys, they were running reversals, and not only that, right, that they were hooked to that lunar forces, right? You know, all this sex addiction run by AI, nanobots, the nanobots, nanotechnology, black goo, huh? That's what they're programmed. They ended up in electrostatic bodies, right? The fallen tree of life, not able to move their energies, and just walking AI, executing agenda of those negative aliens, which is Nazism 4.0, which is unfathomable, right? Which is the eugenics, transhumanism, transgenderism, and destroying the angelic divine luminous race, and destroying even their DNA, esoteric Essene DNA, because they are supposed to be the Christos Templars, the warriors in Christ, right? Not the Luciferian and satanic kind of faction, okay? So that's we were not humans, you know, and the you know, the angelics, we were not designed like that. Those are the macerator races. Those are the that's the negative faction of the Nazi, of the Dracos, and the Orion group, right? The Orion group, and negative faction of the Zetas, and the Chimera group, the Arachnoids. So they're the one responsible for all these horrible, horrendous crimes to our planet, to our children, to humanity, to our environment, to plants, to animals, to our air, to our atmosphere. And they even wanted to control the dodecahedron, the platonic solid, the space. I mean, they weaponized the space, right, with all these satellites. And we talk about the solar system, and you know, what's been happening in Saturn, Moon, Mars, and even Pluto, right, with these Niburian military bases and wreaking havoc in the entire solar system, galaxy, and here on Earth. And then claiming, you know, those who are on Krystal's mission, that we are the horrible individuals here, right? So here we have to read energies. The words are not enough here. Words are not enough. The physical is not enough. We're energy, we're sound, light, frequency, vibration. Because with the elite, we're dealing with all these, you know, hidden secret societies, but originally comes from the ancients. The ancient of the ancient, there's a wisdom and knowledge. So we have to understand the teaching of the ascended masters. We have to be really yogis. We have to be ascended masters. We have to be maharishis here. We have to be, you know, extremely high frequency vibration beings, you know, column of light shining bright, in order to dismantle, right, the Nazi occult kind of what is it, the Black Sun operations, right, the Nazi occultism, the death cult, and so on, you know, their so-called secret societies, right? But that's reptilians, that's of the negative faction. Those are the Dracos, Alpha Draconis of the negative faction, right? That's their kind of phantom ideas. That's their illusion, which is full of horror and terror, and they're just using us to propagate all that and to execute all that, right? So, you know, we have to, you know, see everything vibrationally, you know, and we're here dealing with the sound. So the healing has to happen via sound, via energy, because we're energy. We're 99.9% energy, 0.1% matter, and through sound, right? Through, you know, the voice, that, you know, that's fifth chakra, right? And kind of channeling the energies from the divine. This is how we are resurrecting all our energies, healing ourselves, and, you know, doing this transformational work and start remembering who we truly are. And I'm helping my soul group to get them back on track. So here we go. Resigned from my control program. So of course, here we you know, we do the 12D shield, the unity vow, unity meditation, but here, please check for any mind control booby traps, right? All these kind of interesting tricks, you know, there, especially in the military sector, is extremely, what's the word for it? Sophisticated, very sophisticated with their AI, where there's the Palantir or the Oracle and so on, right? So here, please check for any mind control booby traps, thought forms, negative beings, or phase disruptors, alien implants, or alien machinery, like the beast machine that is interfering with our free will of spiritual expression and our self-determination. We claim the sovereign right in liberation for ourselves through this timeline or through any timeline or time zone. Again, I'm doing it for my soul group. Okay, so in the light of God and love of Christ, we dissolve and clear any and all dark force, manipulation, enslavement, or interference generated between ourselves and any person, place, or thing, any entity or being, human and non-human. So we are dealing with human, non-human souls. We are dealing with the visible, invisible world, right? Very important, you know, the law of one. Okay, very important to include all in unity, because that's how things work. Okay, not in separation and bifurcation and bi-wave frequency, but trinity, right? So 1 + 1 equals 3, right? Trinity, this is how, you know, the creation was designed, the trinity in unity. So, and here, please remove, clear, and terminate us from any further involvement, attachment, or entanglement. We resign from any and all involvement in this mind control matrix. We resolve and resign from this antichrist war game totally, fully, and completely. We are free from any harmful entanglement, negative attachment, spiritual disturbance, now and forever. Our authority is taken as the eternal living Christ in God's authority and natural laws. We command this space as sacred in the name of God and consecrated to the service of the one source light in Christ's name. Now, additionally, another part of this, sometimes you will find there's an entity or there's a spirit involved in this mind control game. So dark energies of psychic attack, anything that is interdimensional that you may identify, whether vague or seen clearly. Many of these entities are enslaved in the NA structure that believe in enemy pattern in order to spiritually attack you. So they actually have gotten orders from their dark entity higher ups, black magicians, to track and harass you. So what we need to do here is to read them their God-given right and release them from their enslavement to these bindings. So this is totally different game, different approach on the psychic attack, right? So we're allowing those negative entities to actually help them release themselves from their own bondage as well. So understand that in our God-given spiritual power, the right given to us as a sovereign being is to also free the negative beings that are attached to us, harassing us, or part of the war game of that dark harassment, okay? So we're dealing with possession, with entities, with AI. We're dealing with sound weapons, right? Directed energy weapons, electronic harassments, like I said, microwaves, radio frequency, 5G, 6G, 7G. You know, we need to include all that for our disclosure to really understand what in the world is happening, what this is all about. We have to have a full understanding, full scope of all that is. From the I am that I am, embodying the cosmic presence, the cosmic tree of life, the Katara grid, right? The 12D. Very important to you know, understand that, learn that, right? And here we're implementing the emerald order, right? And here we have the guardian intervention. So everything's been set from extremely high dimensions, okay? Here, if you want to read the history, historical, timeline, trigger events, everything is on Ascension Glossary, okay? Everything is there, right? The tree of life, and really how not to be stuck in that phantom matrix, because the guys who were raped, abused, violated, tortured, SRA, black mass, right? All these voodoo and so on, they're running all these reversals, right? Sodomy. So we talk about the microscopic orbit, right? Inhale, exhale, right? Exhale, right? This is your divine feminine. That's your blue, and that's your front of your body. Back of your body was when you inhale, right? And bring that masculine energy up over your head. And then again, exhale, right? The divine feminine energies, right? And through the tailbone, the energy switches. You inhale the masculine energies, and this is how you get the microcosmic orbit that done correctly. This is how you free yourself from that black magic grid, from that phantom matrix, right? From that past time loop. That's the inorganic alignment. That's the Saturnian Kabbalah, okay? So I make sure we're moving forward, right? The plasma light body happening here. And of course, I wanted to also show you the cosmic cube of the new ancient cities, New Jerusalem, and things like that, right? So, you know, the cosmic galactic, right? And so that's triquestra, the Celtic symbol, because they were massacring the negative aliens, right? Those were of the Druid Celtic lineage, especially if you join military and you know that you're like Irish, right? And you have the connection to Holy Mother, Divine Mother, and you're a Templar, they turn you into Dark Avatar. See, the DARPA, I mean, these negative aliens, they understand our aura, energy field, they want our DNA. They copy our DNA, they steal the DNA, they counterfeit the DNA, right? And then they're creating clones out of us, and in their clone labs, right? Moon, Mars, I mean, you know, everywhere. So, you know, so this is, guys, the Universal Threefold Founder Flame, right? The Trinity here. And the beginning and the end, of course, the interconnectedness of all that is in unity. This is your spiritual protection. So work with the sacred geometry of the ascended masters of the solar RISHIC, right? This is how we are really protecting ourselves. And again, resign from my control, right? This you can read the rights to the imposter spirits, because they also have the right to self-determine. Those imposter spirits, right? They also have the right for their own sanity and choose wholeness. They have the right to leave the war matrix and end this game, and they have the right to choose and be free in God's light if they're choosing, right? So you see how now it's like it's the really upon each of us. What are we choosing? What are our intentions? What are we putting out there? How we are living our lives, right? What are our deeds and actions, right? Because now we are responsible co-creators with the divine. It's part of the Law of One, the Galactic Codex, right? And this is how we are making the change, be the change we want to see in the world. And we're exiting this matrix, right? And co-creating the new earth under the Law of One with free will. Many blessings and namaste. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.